I'm one of those people for whom like the sunk cost fallacy is like not really a fallacy. It's just like, I think everything is a sunk cost. Basically, like I cannot deal with starting a project and not finishing it. I find it so frustrating to put work into something and then have to just like abandon it. So like, I had a bit of a bizarre experience in making my return to YouTube after being away for several months. I had not opened Final Cut Pro, my editing software, in like a long time. When I opened Final Cut, I noticed in my projects, my video editing projects, that I had a video already filmed and partially edited of the same title as the one I had newly filmed and was going to go to edit a couple of days ago. This is so strange. Like, am I losing my mind? Have I lost my memory, my grip on reality? Maybe, I don't know, like that's always a chance with me. But, and as I looked at the footage, I was like, yeah, I mean, that girl has my face, but all the other context clues surrounding her made me think, is this me? Is this actually me? I am not sure. So first of all, like she'd put on like quite heavy makeup, and also done her makeup in a way that I like don't often do my makeup, but I guess like it's within the realm of possibility. You know what I mean? But her hair was wet. Now, I mean, I don't try that hard, but I at least usually try to make myself look, relatively presentable before appearing on camera. Like, I will at least have dry hair. And I also, she also had it, like, pinned down really flatly to her head, and it looked really unflattering, and it did not work with the makeup at all. And I was like, why did you do, like, a full face of makeup, but then still have wet hair? Like, if you're gonna do a full face of makeup, just dry your hair. Just dry your hair. What's wrong with you, girl? But when I asked myself deep down in my heart of hearts what happened to this girl, I think I knew. What happened was creating content for social media, aka YouTube, among other platforms, in the hope that I could use that as my path to becoming a famous writer. I've talked about this before. I keep bringing it up because it's really core to my history, even though I kind of am like, is this just like blatant like self-advertising, even though like I literally have like nothing to advertise. Like, I am not done with my manuscript yet. I don't have anything to sell you yet. But if you like my ideas, I mean, one day, like, we'll have to figure that out. But yeah, I mean, like, what happened was that this girl had reached a certain inflection point, let's say, in her social media career when everything turned very dark. But first, as is always the case, like, we got to go back to the beginning to understand what happened in the end. And so, like, in the beginning of my attempt to become a famous writer via posting videos on the internet, among other things, also essays, subscribe to my Substack, just kidding. But yeah, I started this channel in 2024 after thinking about it for years upon years, like thinking, I really want to do that. Wonder if I can. I don't know. I'm kind of nervous about it. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And it was so much fun in the beginning. Like, I had a great time. I was just like posting fun little like vloggy videos about stuff I was thinking about and stuff I was doing. And I was loving it throughout like the good like first half, even 3/4 of 2024. But then, something happened in my personal life, which I also have talked about on here extensively, in that I lost like my biggest freelance contract, becoming like effectively unemployed, even though I was a freelancer, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, oh no, like suddenly I have no income and I like have to make it as content creator. What was my thinking? I was like, and that works, because then if I can just like make it as content creator, then I'll just become like a wildly successful author too. And then I'll have a built-in audience and publishers will be clamoring when I come to them with my manuscript, and they'll be like, yes, like not only is she brilliant, she also like has built an audience. Wonderful. That's exactly what we want. And I aim to please. And so I'm like kind of having a bit of a panic about this though, back in like the end of 2024, early 2025, and 2025 progresses and I'm still posting to YouTube and stuff, among other things. And I'm feeling a bit like unsuccessful. like, I'm not really getting the view numbers I want to be seeing. Like, I'm not like seeing that, okay, like I'm on a path to like this becoming a sustainable thing that I can do long term. And, I'm not on a path to like getting money out of this. So like, I'm like, okay, but like, I don't want to quit because one, I've started. And what did I say about the sunk cost fallacy and me? And so I was like, I can't quit. I need to make this happen. So like what I did was I led myself through a series of very intensive strategy sessions in which I thought about, okay, who am I? What is my unique offer in the world? What can I provide to an audience that is of value? And then I took all of those observations and joined them up with the observations about, well, what do I feel does well on these sorts of online platforms, and how can I merge like me being the person I am with what does well? And I came to the conclusion that, well, I think I need to make more video essays. I came up with a full 9-month plan in which I had 2 essays coming out every week. One is a kind of slightly more informal, lower stakes essay in the 2nd week of every month. And then in the 4th week of every month, I would have like a big, intense, heavy hitter of an essay, about something that I really thought people would want to know. And I had this all mapped out. I made it through 2 of those essays. Two, before I filmed that aforementioned video that I had since forgotten about and essentially had a full breakdown and stopped posting to YouTube entirely because I just could not reconcile my sheer hatred for the video essay medium with my feeling that I needed to do this in order to be successful. Even though like I had all the credentials, it's like I should have been, but like I'm a researcher by training. I should have been the best video essayist YouTube has ever seen, but I didn't have it in me, it just wasn't me. And so I was on a long hiatus. I'll take you through the anatomy of making a video essay, at least as it applies to me. And, maybe also if you've dipped your toe into the world of video essay making, you will relate to this. Or maybe you're like, no, I love it. It's exactly like that video essays exactly match how I think. And I'm like, good for you. You're primed for success, aren't you? But I'm not, apparently. So like every video essay starts with the idea, the concept. I mean, these are the delightful, heady days of video essay making when I feel just awash in inspiration. I'm so excited about talking about some topic. Then we move into the research phase. Likewise, pretty good. It's not the worst. I don't completely hate it. So I'm like, reading up on my sources. I'm like connecting ideas, starting to think through my theories of how something works. And then we move on to like the scripting phase, which is like when things really start to take like a nosedive in terms of my happiness and satisfaction and anxiety levels. So you would think that because I like call myself a writer, I would like the scripting phase because it's writing, but like every time I'm writing a script, it reawakens what I kind of call like mostly unseriously my academic trauma, which is kind of that feeling that everything I do is wrong and all of my thoughts are bad and I have nothing to contribute to anything. And so I'm starting to script my essay and there's this like imaginary chorus of voices in the back of my mind saying, you missed a critical source here. How can you make this argument without this critical source? Your logic's flawed. Clearly, you don't understand this topic very well if you're presenting such flawed logic. You know what, though? You might just be, like, not that smart. Like, you just might be not that smart. And, you probably shouldn't be doing this, you imposter. And also, like, by that measure, you probably shouldn't be doing anything, honestly, in the world. Why don't you just shut up? So those are the voices that are going on in my head. And I'm like, I hate this. I hate this so much, but I must persevere. And so I start the filming process then. And if you can believe it, things get even worse. So first of all, I'm like, sitting there, like I'm trying to deliver this usually like 8 to 10 page document, and I have to deliver it faithfully to the way I have written it because I have tried to anticipate every single possible critique in my script. And so if I do not deliver the script faithfully, then I risk even more criticisms than I have already imagined for myself. And so I am like, I'm saying this script, but there's no way I'm going to memorize an 8 to 10 page document every other week. Like, I don't have time to do that, especially with all the other social media stuff I have to do and writing my novel and all that. So I don't have time for it. And also, though, I can't just like read it because then wouldn't that seem like really super like wooden and non-conversational? And I have to deliver it in a personable, conversational way, making a little joke here and there, a little bit of self-deprecating humor here. So like, I need to like basically have my computer off to the side, and then I'll like read a paragraph, try to internalize it. Then I'll be like, okay. I think I got it. Now let's say it. Then I'll try to say it. And then I'll probably do take after take after take. And I'll be like, this is so hard. I feel like I'm getting it wrong and stumbling over my words every single time. But finally, somehow, I finish. And every time, reliably, that I finish a video essay, I end the process with an absolutely raging headache and a desire, indeed, to never do it again. But I feel like it took me, who really just wanted to be a creative writer or something, into a place where I had to be constantly performing this like intelligence, like this authority on every subject I possibly could present. And I'm obviously not. I just want to write stuff. And it also took me to this place where I felt like I always had to like deliver like the hardest hitting point at the end of every essay to prove that I have valid ideas. And it forced me to be like up on all of these trends and online discourse that I probably otherwise wouldn't really want to follow. And it just like became so exhausting. And it just like took me away from the real stuff I wanted to do, which was like write my novel. And it felt so distant from me. And I think that is where I experienced this like depersonalization or something, or whatever the word is, or whatever was happening there, where I filmed that video and like couldn't remember what I was doing, like didn't even hardly recognize myself in it because it took me so far away from who I am and what I do and what I want to be. And I just like came to this conclusion that, well, like, you know what? I don't have to, but I also was missing making videos, and I still like want to make videos because I still remember those early days of 2024 when it was so much fun. And it brought me to this place where really like I just wanted to explore things and ask questions about them and not really come to any specific conclusions or not say what everything I think about means for the wider society. I just kind of wanted to talk about what's interesting to me, what I'm reading, what's coming up in my thoughts. How does the world look from my perspective right now? And to like kind of connect on that level. I mean, I think you call that authenticity or something, this lack of performance in a way. I mean, I'm still performing on some level. Like I'm still like presenting a topic to the camera. And I have done my hair this time. I just want to like chat ideas. I just want to ask questions. I just want to get back to something that really feels like it is true to me. Even if it sinks me in the algorithm, you know what? I'm going to say it. I don't care.